Okay, so I know not everybody on Global is going to have this character, especially since he has not had a featured banner yet being the key word, because we'll probably eventually get his featured banner along with his event, and then you'll be able to pull him if you do want him. He's an okay character. He's not like top of the tier list best character, but honestly in this game it's a PvE game and you play your favorite characters. Like, just straight up, you can use any character and any character can be good given the right circumstance. Is it going to be harder to clear certain content like Illusory Tower with worse characters? Yes, but can you do it? Absolutely. It just takes a lot more of a grind, so keep that in mind. So today we're going to be talking about Kamo. We're going to go over his kit. We're going to go over his character guide. So what recollections you should be putting on him, what skills you should be upgrading, what teams you should be putting him on, and all of that good stuff. So let's start by talking about what he can do. So when Flowing Red Scale State deactivates, increases own damage received. He gets more damage as a DPS, which is crazy. Okay, but if you keep the red flowing state up, it's not so bad. So his skill 1 is called Tiger Claw, deals 100% melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy. If Flowing Red Scale is active, increases own damage by 15.8% for 3 turns. It's not the craziest skill. I don't think you'll use it all too much. His skill 2 is the most important skill for him, Flowing Red Scale, increases own taijutsu and jujutsu damage, taijutsu by 30%, jujutsu by 25% for 3 turns, and activates Flowing Red Scale State for 3 turns, and recovers own cursed energy by 5 every turn for 3 turns. That's a very good skill for him. Like, that's his best skill. And then his skill 3, Slicing Exorcism, deals 135.2% range jujutsu damage to the selected enemy. During the Flowing Red Scale status, changes the skill effect to 135.2% range jujutsu damage to all enemies. And like, his kit is just really honestly subpar for damage up until you get to his ultimate, and then his ultimate can hit for insane damage. Like, it's really good. Deals 830% range jujutsu damage to the selected enemy. If Flowing Red Scale State is active, increases own damage by 30%. At level 10, it's 1,352%, and then 30% extra increase. If you're hitting a crit with this character, he can do some pretty dang good damage. And then for auto skills, he doesn't have anything. So he's kind of lackluster in the skill department, if I'm being completely honest, but then his ultimate is really good. Now, the thing is, though, even though he's lackluster right now in the skill department, I do have to say this. I am recording this video before the update goes live on JP, but a bunch of characters are getting buffed, and Kamo is among those characters. How is he going to get buffed? I don't know. They might just change his damage numbers. They might change his kit completely. I really don't know. We'll have to wait to see, but this character guide could change a little bit, but for the most part, I believe like the teams that he works with and the recollections that you run on him should stay the same. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys as we go through this. Hopefully nothing has changed too drastically for this character by the time the update is done and this video comes out. So the best team to run for Kamo is going to be a variation of this team right here. Okay, so you have Yaga, who's very good. You have Kaido, who's a very good buffer, and then they have Nishimiya in this spot. You can also switch out Nishimiya for other support characters. You could run other characters like Yaga or any other, or not Yaga, Nanami. Jeez, where's my mind at? Or any other support character that works for you. You can run Inomaki there, potentially the rare one. You can run a bunch of different support characters and make it work. You can run Yellow Megami there if you really wanted to and make him work. So this is basically a generic team for Kamo, just a bunch of buffers that are going to allow him to essentially pop off. You want to make sure you have Kaido specifically though, because Kaido is going to give him the cursed energy to be able to use his skill 2 and keep his Flowing Red Scale up. That way you're not taking extra damage when your Flowing Red Scale does wear off. Now, as for recollections that you want to run on Kamo, non-standard is by far in every way one of the best recollections you can run on him because of his ultimate having ranged jujutsu damage. You want to maximize that ranged jujutsu damage. Another recollection you could run if you got it from the Ghetto banner, the 2 strongest people. This is a really good one because not only does it give you extra damage, it's also going to help you fill up your ultimate gauge a little bit quicker so you can use your ultimate faster with Kamo, which could be decent. Pride is another one you could run because if you remember, Kamo's skill 2 does not attack, so you can use that for self-buffing if you are running like Kaido on the team, and Kaido can just allow Kamo to continually use his skill 2 until you're able to get 2 stacks of pride for 120% damage, and that could allow you to potentially have a nuke with Kamo. And his strongest skill once again is his ultimate. So that's very good for him. This next one is a weird translation from JP, okay, so keep that in mind. But hopefully you know what the recollection looks like, and if you don't, it's called Grand Exorcism, technically, I believe, on the global side. And so what this recollection does is it gives you Jujutsu and Taijutsu damage, and then if you limit break, it gives you extra damage as well. It's not going to be the best recollection to run, but it's okay. Same thing with Adult Time, and same thing with Solo Camping. Like, these three recollections are okay SSR recollections to run, but I wouldn't really recommend them over Pride, The Two Strongest People, or Non-Standard. Those are kind of my top three recollections. And then of course down here you have more of your, well, you have your free-to-play SR recollection options, and then you have two more options that are once again not top of the list, but they're okay recollections to run on Kamo. If you need an option, feel free to pause the video and read why those recollections were chosen, but I'm not going to go too crazy on going in depth on them because I've gone over a lot of them in other videos, and I feel like it just gets repetitive to repeat to you guys over and over again what these recollections do. So I kind of like this because it just dumbs it down and makes it a little bit simpler for people to see and understand what the recollection does and why it is good on the character. Now, moving on to skill usage priority for Kamo, you're going to want to be using his deadly first. Like, it is the most important skill to him. And then in terms of damage, you're going to be using his skill 3, then his skill 1, and then his skill 2. You should only need to use the skill 2 when you're getting your flowing red skill active, and then you want to be using every other skill, basically, is what this says. Pretty straightforward. So even though skill 2 is the 4th priority for usage, that doesn't mean you never use it, right? You just don't want to be using it all the time, is essentially what this means right here. Now, in terms of skill enhancement priority, though, if you look at it, right, skill 2 is your number 1 upgrade because it's going to upgrade your percentages and allow you to do more damage, right? So 30.4%, 25.2% at level 10, it upgrades those percentages, allowing you to do more overall damage. So that's why you want to upgrade your skill 2 first, and then you want to upgrade your deadly because your deadly, once again, is the biggest damage dealer for him. Then his skill 1, then his skill 3, and then last but not least, we have the grade total material. So this right here is how many of each of these you would need. Oh man, they did not translate correctly when I pulled it up. Give me 1 second, I'll pull up the right translation, but this is up to board 10. This is how many resources you need up to board 10 of each of these materials to be able to get the character to board 10. Okay, I guess it doesn't really translate too well with the way I try to do that. I try to go back to the website and see. So just to clarify, that is how much of each of these you will need to get through. It's kind of hard to tell, obviously, because it's in Japanese, but the two main resources that you're going to want to farm out for Kamo are going to be the flat container here and the bells, which you can see in here as well. So you want to make sure you farm those out because those are what are going to allow you to level up this character, whether it be the silver version, the gold version, or whatnot, what have you. So hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit, but you need to have 37,000 JP saved up. Honestly, in the grand scheme of JP, leveling up your character grade takes like the least amount of JP. Leveling up skills costs a lot more JP, so just keep that in mind when you guys are thinking about upgrading skills and grades and stuff like that. But that is it for the Kamo build guide. Hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit, and if you guys did enjoy the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. Peace.